Okay, now we're on. Okay, so happy Earth Day to everyone. And we just wanted to um, throw in some stuff about Earth Day gratitude. I actually had a whole presentation I was going to look at while we were doing this Facebook Live, but we had to switch computers, so I don't have my sheet notes anymore, and Melissa and I did not have enough time to prepare for this, so this is us raw and really live right now. The first thing that I wanted to say is that we've been talking a lot about the emotions and fear, and fear is really just so complicated. And I can see everyone right now wanting to post or talk about some things that are very important to them, to bring awareness to this world about whatever they're seeing right now. So the coronavirus brings about a sense of fear, yet everyone is picking up a different aspect of that fear. And I just want to say that everyone's fear is valid, and everyone's fear deserves to be heard. And we should all work together to help resolve any issues that do come up. And it's just that our old ways of fighting have got us to this same place again. And a lot of times these fears, these things that we feel are so worth fighting for, are still a fight because we've chosen to fight them in a way that never makes any changes. And so we are being asked right now, how can we make a change that doesn't have any unresolvement? So how can we actually make a real change? And part of that, I think, is, first of all, look at your own fear. Look at your own fear and see why it's a fear, and see why, when something like that comes up, why is your first response defense? We need to fight against this, because that now causes everyone to choose sides. Mm-hmm. You're either on this side or this side of the issue. And right now we're trying to become more unified and see how something that can affect us all needs everyone's eyes on this issue, everyone's collaboration, so that we can really move forward through all of this. And I think Earth Day is a perfect day to try to find one piece where we can all become unified and throw out love instead of fear. Mm-hmm. And look at fear as my defense mechanism, my way of saying, like, you don't understand, though, you don't know why this is so bad. We have to try to find a way where it's just bringing awareness, where it's like, I can see your side of it. Let me hear your story, because as soon as you make a statement, I can grab a hold of that statement and have my own statement back at that. But because I love you, if I listen to your story, I can be like, oh, wait a minute, that's not at all what I was thinking, or what I was fighting. Actually, when you tell me your story, I start to have more compassion, and I can see that it's not just my way of looking at things. There's so many different ways to look at one problem, and that means that there are so many solutions to this one problem. And so we have to come together to find a way to listen to one another, let them express their concerns without jumping in with fear or judgment, and see, okay, yes, we all see that there's things that need to change in the world right now. How do we do that in a way that we've never done it before?
And I think a great place to start is understanding that we can come together in the commonality of fear. Fear is so big, it's so different for everybody. If we understand that we all have fear, then we can have more compassion towards each other. Even though this is my fear and this is your fear and they seem separate, we are together and aligned in the fact that we are both afraid of something. And from that point, we can hear better, we can understand each other's stories better, knowing that, having that compassion.
And so, one quick example I'm going to throw out with that is, say I was bullied when I was younger, and now I can like pick out bullies because I can see bullies, I can smell bullies, I can feel bullies. And so if I walk into a school system and I can see, oh, there's the bully, there's the bully. That person needs to be punished. That person is bad. That person is making other people feel terrible. But yet that bully has his own life story, his or her own life story, where they're being abused, where they need help, where they don't know any other option except to hit when you get mad. And so I can condemn that bully, or I can understand that that bully got created because somewhere along the way we haven't been paying attention to not just bullying is bad, but we haven't learned where bullying got created and dug a little deeper to see how can we stop this from happening from beyond all of that. So it's, of course, we have issues that resonate with us and that make us feel like this is the thing we need to pick up our swords and fight for. And I'm just asking right now on Earth Day that with picking up the sword, that you choose love as the way of combating fear. Choose love, choose something different. There's so many things we've tried that have not worked. And so everything is repeating. These whole fears, the problems, they're repeating because we keep trying to solve the same problem with our same old techniques and it's not working. And right now we're being asked, okay, let's find a different way. But first of all, what you have to do is see where that fear got created within you. And one of the messages that came to me was the red ray that has been sent down after a lot of people did the praying for Earth in a higher vibration. I felt the red ray with Archangel Uriel come along, and what comes along with that is looking at what makes you afraid. Take it back. Take it back to your own life experience and look at that. Right now, I've got so many powerful practitioners, and not only powerful practitioners, but clients who don't realize their own strength and their own wisdom with everything that's going on. And so every information that I'm getting from everyone is leading me to believe right now, you hold the answers. You have the knowledge. You can create change, but don't expect life to change. You have to change. You have to realize what it is that you're battling within yourself. You have to come to terms with the knowledge that your experience has brought you to. The reason why you give the words of wisdom to the people that you love. That those things that you say over and over again to try to help someone feel better, feel loved. Are you incorporating that into your own life right now? I want you to talk a little bit about that. Hi, Dad. Thank you. Punch the bully, but not the earth. Dad, no. I know, only kidding. Okay.
What did you want me to talk about?
Some of the solar plexus stuff that's coming up.
So, with all of that, with the solar plexus stuff, I've been feeling like it's our place, it's our will. When we had talked about Uriel, I thought it was interesting that the red ray had it had to do with the solar plexus. And the red ray is wisdom. It's the light of God. And that's our ability to move forward in the world. And if we are hindered in our fear, then we cannot move forward in our true power.
And I just want to say, and I think that is like such an important thing of Uriel is, don't you see that you're seeing this from your own life's perspective? You're missing out what other people are seeing because you've never felt that or experienced that in your life before. And so right now, and I think this might go a little bit, I don't know, Kim, I might be getting this wrong, but the phrase, there's only one of us in the room. And to me, that's assuming that my fear is your fear as well, because my fear to me feels so great, and it's all I can see. I assume everyone in this world sees that too, but we all know if you witness an accident and you get 10 different people to talk about it, they see something different because we see what happened based on our own experience, our own fear. So we have a different tale to tell about that. It's all true, but it won't all match because we're seeing things from a different point of view.
And imagine how much we could get from one situation if we all gave our own perspective of it. We could dive in so deep. We can have such a broader perspective if we took the time to come out of our defense mechanisms and hear each other. And that's why it's when we talked in our last class about the emotions and understanding your fear, when you understand yourself, you are able to take yourself out of the myopathy of my own perception, and you can blend it with the perceptions of everyone around you. And you can take what you need from it. You can learn, you can grow at a deeper level, because I was never privy to your fear because it had not been brought to my awareness. So when we band together and talk to each other and hear each other out, we gain so much about ourselves, about the world we live in, about each other, about everything.
And I know I'm just repeating exactly what you said, but I can say it like in a different way where it's like, say I make a statement and then someone says to me, like, I can't believe you said that. That hurt my feelings so bad. And I was like, I never meant to hurt your feelings. Like, why did that hurt your feelings? And then I let someone tell me how the information that I just said hurt them, affected them. And then I'm able to say, oh my gosh, no, it had nothing, me taking this stance had nothing to do with denying what you're feeling. And I'm sorry that you took it that way. And I can see how you might go in that direction. But it's like we have to break down these communication barriers in order to move forward right now. So instead of taking sides on an issue, it's like, what if we just like heard everyone out and we would maybe realize we're on the same side. We're just not understanding what someone's saying.
And I think it's perfect that with Earth Day, I always associate Earth with the heart chakra. So if we can understand and delve into our emotions, we can open that communication. We can hear each other. We can understand each other at a heart center. And then we release judgment. We release all of what comes with our defense mechanisms with fear. When we, yes, absolutely, comprehension is key.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn. I love that though, understanding is comprehension. So if we can all communicate at a level of, this is what I feel because, and we can tell our story in it, we not only honor our stories, but we honor each other and we honor our feelings and the earth in that.
I just want to say what John Sparks says here. Reminds me of Longfellow's quote, if we could read the secret history of our enemy, we would find sorrow and suffering enough to disarm all hostility. And yeah, that's true. everyone fights because they're hurting. Everyone has something to stand up and believe in. And one of the takeaways I hope everyone feels is listen to your own intuition right now. Listen to what the earth, the universe is trying to tell you right now, because taking ownership of your own life experience and the messages that come to you are going to help us to get to this place. If we just adopt other people's ideas or beliefs, sometimes we do that because we feel like, oh, they know what I'm going through. I'll just back them up because they know my fight and they're saying everything. But a lot of times it's not what they're fighting for is not always what you're fighting for. You found like a common ground, and then you're missing parts of the story, but you're also losing, you're releasing your own story, and that knowledge that the world needs from you. We need everyone's experiences right now.
And I want to play off of that. Lynn said, ego must die to move forward to understanding. And I agree with that at a level, but I think that our ego is our humanity. Our ego is what helps us survive. It tells us, no, you can't let them, or you can't let this situation keep taking from you. You need something too. And I think that relationship between ego and higher self has to be balanced in order to get understanding. So if we say a part of us, we don't have to necessarily, we die every day. A part of us dies every day. So if we can,
If we're learning.
So if we can blend all of these parts of ourselves, we find understanding, we find compassion, because we have known these aspects of ourselves. We can find peace in these aspects in everyone else.
And I think like a distinction here is Melissa and I talk a lot about ego. And I think ego has been translated as your selfish self.
Right.
And what we've come to understand about ego isn't exactly, so it's not just your selfish self, it's your earthly self, which says, if I love chocolate and chocolate is my go-to when I'm feeling bad, when someone I love is hurting, I'm going to think chocolate. And I will offer them chocolate immediately because I just think, feeling bad, what makes you feel good? Chocolate, here's chocolate. And that's coming from ego, because that's coming from my experience of what makes me feel good.
That basic level.
Right. It may make someone feel good. Someone may say, I hate chocolate, or I'm allergic to chocolate, or whatever it is. And so sometimes at that very basic level, when we come from ego, it's not a selfish thing. It's just our quickest response.
Yeah.
How do I figure this out? How do I love them? How do I
and that's
show
even
them love?
done in love. It's done. We really do, as humans, we do everything from a place of love. We really do. It's just misconstrued within our belief systems, within our fear. But if we could see that part of each other, that part of us that is earth, that's here with each other, there's unity and there is understanding and compassion.
And I think I see the question marks with Lynn. And so the best response would not be to offer someone chocolate. Although offering chocolate is an act of love in that one scenario. So in that one scenario, it's offer them chocolate because chocolate makes me feel good and I just want them to feel good. The better option would be, let me think what this person does when I'm feeling sad. So when I'm feeling sad, this person maybe gives me a hug. Okay, so now I know when that person is upset, chocolate isn't the best option. I should give them a hug because that's what they would give me.
But we won't learn that until we explore that part of ourselves that says, oh, wait, that's why I give chocolate as love, is
Right.
because when I was afraid, this was given to me. And when we see that, when we explore us, when we explore ourselves, we learn about not only us, but the way other people communicate. And this is back to that what we talked about Monday with communicating that love language. And and we know Lynn that she does everything out of love. And we love her for that. But that's where this communication is important for where we are right now. It's important for Earth Day. It's important to communicate what we're feeling, understanding what we're feeling, and give it at its highest potential instead of from our limitations.
And it's because we're Earth's children.
Yeah.
That's our Mother Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And so of course she it's not like she realizes every child has a different need. And so for us to acknowledge that, we have to acknowledge our own stories and the goodness that we bring, just like every plant, every benefit that you get from the trees, the plants, the animals. We all have something in us special and unique that is available to give out, that Mother Earth has tried to nurture within us. And so we have to understand that within ourselves, and we also have to respect and acknowledge that good from another individual.
I love that. Respect. I love that. I think that's so important for Earth Day is respect. Respect, compassion, see and be grateful to Mother Earth and everything that she's given us and all that we've given back to her too.
Okay, so I have two angels I wanted to talk about today. The first one is Archangel Ariel. And Archangel Ariel to me, so all angels are both masculine and feminine and can appear in any form. To me, she feels very feminine. Every time I've ever worked with her, she's in a feminine form. She works with the higher heart chakra. She works with the earth. When I say the higher heart chakra, though, this is about love and compassion for self. So the heart is love and compassion for everyone. When I start working with the higher heart thymus connected to the lymphatic system and a lot of autoimmune conditions, this is love and gratitude for self, accepting love. If for a tapping point, if you look at your hand and on your pinky finger, wherever that crease is, that comes right there to the outer point, this is the tapping point that you would use. And the mantra you would say is, I accept the unconditional love of the universe. I accept love into my life. Whatever mantras you want to use that say that I let love in. You tap on this point and you say whatever makes you feel good there. You can call in Archangel Ariel to help you with that. The colors usually associated with her is pink, which is the high heart color, or rainbow colors. And one of the things I thought with Earth Day is when you see a rainbow, it's like amazing. It's like, oh my gosh, I just saw a rainbow, and you take pictures of it and you tell people, like, can you see a rainbow? And all these conditions have to happen in order for it to occur, but the rainbow appears in the sky. And what I want you to know is you are a rainbow. Those 7 colors that make up the rainbow, that's the colors of your 7 chakras.
Mm-hmm.
You are a rainbow. Every time you see a rainbow and you think, wow, I got to see a rainbow, look in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at a rainbow. You're able to see all of this beauty. And Mother Earth is here to be a mirror for us too, to say, you see this beautiful rainbow? Guess what? That's you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I hope that you can remember that, maybe do a meditation on your own, just picture a rainbow, be grateful, and incorporate that you are the rainbow, but then also send that out, send that rainbow out of yourself and hope that it reaches someone who has forgotten that they are a rainbow as well. So I hope on Earth Day we all take a minute to just take something we love about the earth and feel it within ourselves and throw it back out to the world. Some of the crystals that I connect with Archangel Ariel are opalite. So opalite to me always lets us see that the sun is shining even behind the clouds. This is the rhodochrosite. And what I love in this one, if you can see, it's like you can see like all the different layers in there. And like over here, it's like a little bit darker and then all the other layers. And I feel like that's kind of where we're at right now. Like a lot of this old hurt from Earth is coming up and out. And you can, I'm going all the way back to Atlantis, whether you believe that's true or not, but not just that, but slavery and the Holocaust and wars and whatever it is. There's a lot of hurt that has been buried into the earth, and that speaks for us too. There's a lot of hurt just from our own life in this lifetime experience that has been buried, and that's what triggers our defense mechanisms, and that's what makes us feel like we have to fight right now. And so Archangel Ariel will help you to see that and work through that. I also like the rainbow hematite, which is like one of the kids' favorites. You can't really see how pretty that one is,
Yeah,
but
so pretty.
it's so pretty. You can see all these different colors, but all of the kids are always drawn to the rainbow hematite. And Archangel Ariel actually works with a lot of the kids. So the kids are home. Listen to them. Listen to their questions. Listen to their answers. Listen to their frustrations. Like they're so raw in everything right now, and they're just saying it. And we can learn so much if we just pay attention to the issues that are coming up for them right now. What is this called? Calico pyrite or something?
Calico pyrite, yeah.
It's like the peacock something. I don't know. But it looks like, because it looks like the wings of the peacock. And that one you still can't see how beautiful it is too. There's so many beautiful colors on that one too. But just having the intention of a rainbow or having the intention of unconditional love for self will help you to work with Ariel. She is the archangel of animals. I always see the lion with her too. And that again to me is this like this animal you don't want to mess with. But it reminds me of our own courage and our own strength. And if you know how strong you are, there's really no, like if you know like, oh, that's the king of the jungle, like you don't fight with the king of the jungle because you already know. There's like no need to fight. So if you really know who you are, there's no need to fight. It's like the Lion King too. You know, he was so wise and talked about the whole respect of the whole animal kingdom and your place within the whole. And that's a good one. That's a good one to just refresh and watch right now too, to get some messages. But Archangel Ariel also works with the children. And so if you have children who are restless, you can call on her or him and ask to help with whatever issues are coming up for the children right now as well. I forget, I got distracted with something. So do you want to jump in on that one?
Yeah. Are you done talking about your reading?
Yeah.
I just wanted to note how it's so awesome that we have a new moon on Earth Day. And the new moon, and I posted it on our Facebook and our Instagram, so if you guys want to read that, it gets more detailed. But the new moon this month is all about this. It's about honoring our duality, knowing that we are here in a third dimension, but we are also of a higher vibration, and blending these energies, finding a balance between the two, and moving forward from that place, from the place of wonder, amazement, learning, growth, change, looking at the world with that perception instead of being limited by our story, being limited by our fears. And I chose different crystals, but now even talking about it, some of these Earth Day crystals, they really do. They'll work really well with the new moon, and of course with all the crystal suggestions, whatever you guys are working with, great. Go with that and let us know too, because I like to know what you guys are working with. Did you have more about the angels?
You know what? Something that you said that was part of my PowerPoint, but it was, you're more than you know.
Yeah, so much more. We're so
You know,
much
so
more.
we know we're this third dimensional body, and it's so necessary to be in this third dimensional body now, because these messages and these ideas had to come down into a third dimensional vessel to be spread out. It's great to have great ideas and all this spiritual enlightenment. But if you can't do anything with that, if you can't manifest that into something tangible in this 3D world, then what is it really for besides being a great idea? And so we're not just third dimensional, and we're not just higher dimensional. We're all of that. And every time I think like, okay, I've loved myself more, I know more, I keep hearing, you're more than that. And and whenever I think like, okay, I think I've realized why I came here on earth, what to do, I think I found out my purpose, I hear, you're more than that. And I feel like we can't possibly know until we're back at creator level that there's so much more to us. We are so much more. There's always more learning. That was another thing that we were talking about today, is stay the student.
I was just going to say, yeah, I was just going to say that. That's what I've been feeling lately, is the student of life. That's what we came here to be. We didn't, we all have our separate missions. We have all the 1,000 reasons why we came here, but our primary reason here is to be students, to feel that childlike presence in excitement for learning, for growing, for change, for the flow of life. And I think that's important to remember right now. We are still students here, and that's just where we got to be. And that's perfect. That's beautiful in and of itself.
The other archangel I wanted to mention was Sandalphon, who I always think of as Melissa's archangel. And what I feel with Sandalphon is no words at all. Like we started this other conversation, but we've got like two of everything except a mouth.
Oh, yeah.
And but it's like our mouth, I feel like one of the biggest reasons it was there was to send out vibrations and frequencies. So chanting, prayer, music. This was, there's such a healing. I do something called evox, where we send frequencies, which are actually musical notes that are all connected to the chakras. So when I send like solar plexus energy, I'm actually sending the note of E to a client. And there was a woman, Shari Edwards, who did this with just her voice. She would send the frequencies. She would hear someone talking and be able to evaluate the chakra system and realize which notes were missing. And then she was able to sing them back to that individual to help balance the chakras and create a healthier body. And I feel like that is the power of our voice. So when we're saying anything out of fear or judgment, then our voice is limited in hitting all of the chakras and causing alignment. And it can cause problems. If we're coming from a place of love, all of our chakras are open while we are saying whatever that message is, and it will be received by so many. So if I say a message of love, I might think I know what I'm saying when I give that message, but when I am completely open and speaking from a place of love, everyone hears me different. Everyone hears a different message. they will say, oh, I heard this, or I heard this, and I heard this. And I'm like, I don't think I even said that. I don't think that's even possible. But it's because I chose to come from a place of love. So now my message can be received widely, and it goes wherever it needs to go. If I take a stance and I'm talking about something, I'm going to lose so many people because I'm not going to be able to hit all the chakras. I might be able to scare someone in the same chakra that I'm scared in, and then they might join my side, but it's not going to be the best and highest message. And I don't, oh, that was Sandalfun. I don't know how that was Sandalfun to me. But to me, that is the message of Sandalfun, because he is heaven on earth.
I was just going to say that's why. Of course, if we are coming out of a place of love first, that is how we create heaven on earth. We don't have to wait until an afterlife. We can have it right now. We just have to be open to it. And we talked about that in our last class, is being open and allowing yourself to receive that.
The only crystal I picked, because this is my one that like is totally, to me, Archangel Sandalfon, is the smoky quartz. And the smoky quartz is just like that. It's like a clear quartz, but it's got some of this dark grayish, darker colors in it. And to me, that is understand your purpose, conquer your fears, shed light and truth to those areas. Don't wait for someone to fix you. That's not even a thing. Fixing you doesn't exist.
You're already perfect.
You were created perfect.
It's your belief that you are not, that separates you from your mission, your compassion, your love, your everything. It's that belief.
Take your experience as a blessing. Remember that your experience was created by you so that you wouldn't forget the words to use to speak from your heart. So a lot of this is, and that's also grounding. So it's take all of this information. When I see those darker colors in it, smoky quartz is one of my favorites because I've told this story before, but when I was doing a lot of crystal classes, and I would Google all the meanings, and so whatever happened, I ran late with work, and my class was coming up, and smoky quartz was one of the crystals I was talking about. And so I just grabbed it and I said, just tell me what you do. And oh my goodness, did it tell me. And it's the first thing it said was, all of those ideas that you have, I grounded all the way into your root chakra so that you know what to do with the information you just received. And that to me is also Sandalfon. And it's the dark doesn't represent darkness. It represents grounding and how to take that high information and bring it into this world right now so that you can use it and apply it to whatever is going on in your life. Sandalfon is an angel that says, I've been there, I've done that. I get it. Ask me how to help you through this. Like I'll walk through it with you just as I did before.
And even Sandalfon reminds me of duality. It reminds me that without fear, we wouldn't know courage, we wouldn't know love, we wouldn't know how to rise up. So without a negative, we don't understand the positive. And that's duality. And that's what Sandalfon says. Sandalfon says, heaven on earth. It means bringing, just what you said, bringing the higher vibration into a physical, tangible, usable energy to help inspire you and the world because of.
So with Earth Day, Sandalfon reminds me of the trees, which is also another thing that reminds me of Melissa too. The wisdom in the trees. And I thought of just even having like a meditation where you just pick like your favorite tree and you just like have a conversation with this tree and you just like let it all out. Like, oh, this is what's got me all stressed out today, or this is what I don't understand, or whatever it is. And it's like, as you breathe that out, you're getting rid of toxins, bad thoughts, negative energy, and carbon dioxide. And the trees take that in. And then they give you back oxygen. And so Sandalphon always reminds me, just like the trees, that you can tell me anything. You can like your best friend.
Mm-hmm.
That you can just like let it rip, let it go. I will take it in, and then I will remind you of the essence that you're made of. So a good friend would say, are you really scared about that? I remember last time you were scared about something, and remember what happened? Like you totally got through it, you were better off because of it, and blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand you're hurting, but I know who you are. And so this like filling back up with oxygen is this like, I know who you are. I
Mm-hmm.
know you forgot for a second, but I'm going to remind you because I know you of this person I came to know. And so I
Yeah.
feel like with the trees, you can do that. And I feel with Archangel Sandalphon, you can do that as well.
And a couple crystals that can help you there too. Malachite, first and foremost. This is a beautiful earth crystal. It's deeply connected to earth elementals. It helps to do that. It releases that old, stagnant, stuck energy that you've been trying to get out but couldn't because of life. Um, and it absorbs the negative energy and pollutants. So it does that. It takes what you don't need out of something and fills you back up with what you do need in it. And another one is the tree agate. This is an inner peace. It calms the nerve and geopathic stress, and it centers you, like the trees in the root system.
So that's a good 5G one, huh?
Yeah, it's a great 5G one.
Okay.
Mom, I'll get you some tree agate.
So, if anyone has any other angels that they would like us to share or that they've been feeling, please let us know. Um, and I would love to mention them right now if you feel like that is one of your angels that connects you to the earth.
Mm-hmm.
We also do have our earth angels. So
Mm-hmm.
we have people on this earth that have always been there for us, that have called us. Like, how did they know?
Mm-hmm.
People who continue to be supportive and the sunshine on a cloudy day. So I hope you also thank all of the earth angels that you have in your life for doing their role, and say thank you to anyone who makes you feel special
Mm-hmm.
in their own special way. So whoever that is on Earth Day, if you could remember to thank those people and remember that the earth is your mother, and we all might have some mama issues, but we all love and appreciate our moms for everything that they've given us life. And to take a minute to give back to that right now, appreciate what you have, and to look at what could we do just a little bit better right now. So what can we do to, I don't know, maybe if we're all kids at home, you know, what can you do to help out with the home a little bit? Can you make your bed every morning? Can you take out the garbage? Can you, like, what can we do to show Mother Earth that we appreciate, and we're trying to help with everything that she's trying to do right now?
With that, I'm going to give some crystals to use for Earth Day. These ones are going to connect you to Mother Earth energy. So the first one that I picked was, and excuse me if I say this wrong, grossular garnet. It's called green garnet. It's really beautiful. It's got, I don't know if you can see that. It's got like that purple red in it, that maroon color, like veining through it, and it's so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
That one is great for hope, empowerment, nurturing, and it has a lot of the Mother Earth energy in it. Another one that we love is the fairy crosses. This one's name is chiastolite, and I'm sorry, that's kind of dark. You can't really see it. Chiastolite assists with change. It bridges old and new concepts. So it helps you to take what you've learned so far and incorporate new ideas. So it's taking all of your experience and all your hopes for the future and blending them.
I gotta just say, so
Yes.
fairy cross to me like really brings in like the fairies
Yes.
too. And so it's
much.
like bringing a little bit of magic into whatever that is. It's like, oh, you can't fly? Oh, duh, because you don't have any fairy dust.
Right.
And it's like, it just helps to open up that thing of like, I'm missing something. And but a part of that is your belief system. And to me, that's the fairy cross.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes allowing something in like fairy energy helps you to co-create.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Which is another one of our big topics.
We love that one. Another one is moss agate. So this is another type of agate. Most of the agates are really great for earth energy. They ground you. The moss agate is persistence, and it releases old patterns. So this is another one that's going to help you to help yourself and earth to release these old stagnant stuck parts of you. I picked desert rose because I know that this is a crystal that takes every element to be formed. What I found about it was its energy flow. It helps you move through stagnant energy, and it purifies. What I felt like with it is it lifts you up. When you are in the depths of your struggles, desert rose is there for you. It says, okay, I know it gets hard, but let's do this together. And it brings you up in that way. It says, wherever you are is fine, but let's do this together. It's another co-creation crystal. And I picked bloodstone. I had a bloodstone. Here it is. And I wasn't really sure until I looked it up. I always just incorporate bloodstone with energy flow in the body. It helps keep that geometric and electromagnetic stress away, and it promotes courage, and it helps you to adjust to new situations. So it's going to help with that change, that working on whatever you're working on. When it gets heavy, bloodstone definitely helps. And then there's another one, garnet. This is another, like that green garnet. This is the original garnet. And garnet is a balancing, strengthening, and protecting. I always think of it as primordial fire. That's why I kind of connected it to earth. And then the green calcite. And if you notice, I picked a lot of heart chakra crystals because that's how I associate earth energy, is through how I feel, how I feel in this world, how I perceive the world through my feelings. So any heart crystals are really great for Mother Earth right now and for you in your healing. And this is the green calcite. And that one stimulates purpose, vitality, and desire, and it encourages compassion and healing. So these are really great crystals to work with during this time. And then I had smoky quartz on there too, which is
of course.
Yeah.
So Mama Lobianco, thank you. I think she laughed at my little thing there about fixing your bed and everything. And mamas need love too. Yes.
Mamas do need love
and
too.
Honestly, like even if you don't pick up and do something, even if you don't go out and pick up the garbage outside, even if you could just go outside and say thank you, beautiful. Mm-hmm. You're helping to raise the vibration. Just go outside and say thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you for what you've done. And hopefully as you start incorporating Mother Earth into your life, picking up the garbage won't seem like a chore. It'll just seem like something that you want to do in order to help everyone who lives on this planet. I'm going to end with this meditation that we received from Judith Monahan. So Judith channels the Brotherhood. And so she sent me this meditation that I just want to share with everybody. And again, before I say this, please, I'm like my biggest message here today is if you can meditate on your own stuff, if you can pray about a question you have and sit and meditate and listen to the answer that you receive and write that down. This is a message for the world. We need everyone's input. We need everyone's answers right now. My answers will not solve all the world's problems. But if we all just put a little bit of information in together, we'll get further. We'll make some kind of change.
And we talked about this as pieces of a puzzle. So everybody holds their one piece, but until we put all of our pieces together, we can't see the bigger picture. We can't see what the puzzle is supposed to look like. So when we have our piece and it's clear and it's shaped exactly the way we want it, we put it in the pile, and suddenly it adds to the greater good.
And so when you hear like a meditation like I'm about to do, or you read a book, or you watch a movie, there's going to be a reason why you love it. Someone that you're watching it with may love it for a different reason. Hear their reason.
Right.
Hear why they love it. Know why you love it, but don't ever think that because your reason for loving it is wrong. There is someone out there who saw exactly what you saw. There's other people who saw other parts that we need. So I'm really encouraging with this Earth Day for everyone to know their uniqueness and to pay attention to their messages that they're receiving for everyone's sake, for yours to grow as an individual and to learn what you need to learn and to become the person you always came here to be, but also to help others to climb up that ladder as well. Okay, so here's the meditation from Judith. Imagine you are standing in a field with all of your ancestors. You and your ancestors are chanting a song of love to the earth. The Creator and all the earth's guides begin the same chant. Imagine the frequency of the planet lifting and changing. The chant elevates the planet into the fifth dimension. New pathways for light begin to form through plant. The earth attunes itself firmly to the fifth dimension. The plant, animal, and mineral kingdoms unite with the new dimension. There are now two dimensions overlaid on the earth. We chant a song of thanksgiving for the three dimensions that have been in for many generations. We imagine the three dimensions slowly fading back into the planet. This fading is gradual, giving plants, animals, and minerals time to reorganize and become comfortable operating in this high-speed dimension of love, light, and sound. Okay. And again, from that, what I feel is release the old patterns that keep us stuck and allow for new information to come in. And when you get that information, please share it with us.
Yeah.
Because we are receiving, a lot of our information, but again, it's just pieces. And so I keep trying to reach out to everyone to see, like, what are you getting? What's your information? Because I know it's different than mine. And we need as much information out there right now. So if anything, it seems to keep coming up. The information I feel is changing and changing from week to week too, just like everything that's going on with the virus. Now there's these restrictions and this is closed and this might be open and this is what we have to like. But so the information is always coming to help us with the new things that we have to tackle. So we would love to hear from you. Friday, we're having another panel. Yeah. It's going to be on Zoom, and we have all the information posted. But if you would like to be a part of that panel with practitioners from natural healing centers and friends of natural healing centers and really anyone else, this isn't just something for you to just listen to. We're hoping it's something that you will participate in as a panel among us, and to give your voice and to let us see where we need to shine lights on as well. So thank you so much to everyone. Angelica, yes,
Yeah.
each week is so different. I know, right? I can't even keep up.
It's helping us adapt, though, everybody.
Right.
It's helping us to not stay rigid, not stay stuck in our old belief systems, because we can't. We're not
Nope.
being given the choice to do that right now.
Nope.
We have to
Go with the flow, yo.
Right, exactly. Go with the flow, the ebb and flow of life. It's as simply put as I can understand it.
So thank you to everyone. Again, we love you so much, and
Yes.
thank you. And we are here for you. And so we're still doing acupuncture sessions for anyone who wants to come in, and cupping, which is great for this time of year. But for anyone who wants to keep the distance but still wants love and support, we do have the remote Zyto scans, and we can run affirmation statements, essential oil recommendations, crystal recommendations. So it doesn't always have to be just about the supplements that you need, but it can really go into a little bit more emotional uncovering and understanding of what's going on. And we can run those remotely instead of a phone session to just help you understand some of the things that you're struggling with. So we are here for you, and we thank you for being there for us too. Love you.
Thank you, everybody. Happy Earth Day.
Happy Earth